Hello everybody! Rantings and Ravings is back with a clickbait title! Yeah, my last one I know how to clickbait title, I don't care. It was what I actually felt at the time. Yes, I am here to discuss the great big phenomenon that is Pokemon Go. Now, to break it all down into my feelings about this and get into it very quickly, and why I say, is this one of the best broken and half-finished games in terms of mobile games that we've gotten in a while. Well, to be honest, it's because I am a Pokemon fan. Yes, I will fully admit that I am one who loves the Pokemon universe and loves playing the games. And as you can see, yes, I did just do my book review. My inconsistent book one. Which is why these look like they're really close to each other. They were filmed almost back to back. But, yeah, I have always been a fan of the original Pokemon. I played Blue way back whenever it first originally came out. I then played Pokemon Yellow. I recently learned that I could have got all three of the original starters, which makes me sad in that game. It's like, oh, I could have got all of them. Especially since my favorite is Bulbasaur. I know people are like, oh no, it's so silly. I like it. It's a very just well-rounded Pokemon. I mean, short of its weakness to fire and ice, I mean, Aeronet's really great. But then I moved on to play Gold, and did I play Gold? No, I played Silver because I got Lugia. I have to remember. Sorry, Braden's trying to remember over 15 years ago. But I played Silver way back when, and then I kind of stopped. To be honest, it's not because I didn't want to play any more Pokemon or anything like that, but really it's because I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. At that time, I'd kind of grown away from playing as much handheld games because I had a Game Boy Color at the time when I played Silver. And I love that Game Boy Color. I wish I still had it. But I originally traded it in to get me, at the time, a PS2 to help pay for it. Again, I was a kid. And when I say kid, I think I was... I think I was a little... Probably about 12. I'm having to remember times, and it's not always easy. And close to about that time, I was starting to kind of fall out of the Pokemon following. I also tried to play the trading card game. I did have the trading card game that was on Game Boy, and that game was actually kind of fun. It's what every Magic game should have been until they finally released these recent Magic games. And even then, these recent Magic games still aren't perfect. I can't follow it very well, though I do have an idea of something I want to do concerning the trading card game. But I've always been an avid follower of Pokemon. Even though I fell out of it when it came to the jump to Game Boy Advance, when it came to Ruby and Sapphire. I wanted to play the original games remastered whenever they released Leaf Green, I can't remember what the blue one was called or something, and Fire Red, like Blue Water or something. They all have these like cutesy little things they add to it for some reason. I did play Pearl, or it was Diamond. I played Diamond when it came on DS, and I enjoyed it, though I have to admit, since it had been so long since I played Pokemon, I made so many errors, and it got to the point to where I couldn't beat the final 5. Or the Elite 4, pretty much, and your rival. I couldn't beat them. I just sucked so bad. I was like, I really need to try this again. Want a better playthrough. And I tried to play it again, but something happened to my card, and it got, like, corrupted. So I was like, ah, shit. I should have played Black and White, or at least played their sequels, Black and White 2. I haven't touched the 3DS one, mostly because I don't have a 3DS. Again, this is more of an issue that it's not that I don't want to. I actually really want to buy a 3DS almost exclusively so I could play the old games again. But also, I don't have time. I like playing console games, and also it's been getting. And people are gonna call me out on this. Anything, but I don't give a shit. I'm one of those people who, when it comes to playing games, whenever achievements came out, it kind of almost ruined gaming for me in the way that my brain sometimes tries to attach that we need to get an achievement for it. Like, if I will say this much, if Nintendo straight up copies achievements for the NX or RetroX and does achievements like that, I will go back to playing all these games again just to get achievements. I am that big of a nerd when it comes to achievements and that big of an achievement whore. I proudly admit it. But I still have always tried to follow the Pokemon, and I am astonished with how big it's gone in terms of creatures, everything. And then, probably like last year or a year before that, I started to hear the rumblings of a Pokemon cell phone game. And I was like, okay, is it like Pokemon slots or something? Which is something famous for many different things. Many different people do. But no, it was supposed to be a augmented reality game where you go around your neighborhoods or wherever and you capture Pokemon. And honestly, that's really cool. It sounds very unique, and it sounds like something that would appeal to someone like me. That was something I always wanted to do. I wish I could actually walk around instead of just controlling a character. I'm controlling myself, and I can go around and capture Pokemon. And then it released. I mean, I even made a thing on my Facebook. I was like, wow, this just quietly released, because I always check my Facebook, and I didn't see anything about it before I went to work. And then I was at work, and one of my friends was like, hey, did you know Pokemon Go's out? I'm like, it is? I thought it was still in beta. They hadn't said anything about its release date. And that's the weird thing. It's just like, hey, here's Pokemon Go. And honestly, it was kind of messy. Pokemon Go is such a fun game that I've been able to get my brother into, who's never a huge Pokemon fan. I have all but talked my girlfriend into playing it, or fiance, whichever one you want to call her. And again, she's never played Pokemon. She's like, I've never played. I was like, well, play this. I think you'll actually like this. It's very fun. It kind of makes you want to constantly walk around and do stuff. Again, I have a friend that he plays Pokemon Go more than I think he sleeps. I see constantly where I live, we have this little like town square area back in the older part of the city, and there's like 4 or 5 Pokestops right there, which I will kind of talk about a little bit more to actually explain the game a little. But right there, there's like 4 or 5 Pokestops, and I have been by there in the past couple nights, later at night, just because that it's over near where my girlfriend lives, and I have to drop her off at her house and everything. And I will see 30 plus people there. I've seen them almost every night. I'm like, good God. Seriously, this is a phenomenon of epic proportions. But we do have to admit one thing, though, to ourselves. This is a broken game right now. It's not as bad as it was at launch. At launch, I was able to capture my Bulbasaur, because, of course, I had to pick the best Pokemon, because Bulbasaur's the best. And then I couldn't do anything for like a week, or not a week, like a day. I could do nothing. I don't know why I'm even saying a week. I'm like, it's been about a week since it's been out. Yeah, for almost a full day, I couldn't play the game. Like, I would try to get on, it would just stick at the loading screen, or it just wouldn't do shit. It would just say you can't even get into it. It would act like I was trying to sign me in, even though I was already signed in, because I have an auto sign in. I mean, it was broken, and it still has issues. Like, The other day, I just tried to log in because I was up at the mall that's near my house, because it has a few Pokestops, it has a gym, and I was going to try and hit up the gym and try and take it from the bloody instinct person who took it. Team Mystic all the way. Sorry, has to be true. But I was going to, and it just wouldn't load. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's my Wi-Fi connection. Sometimes what I have to do is, because some of my games act a little screwy with my phone, I turn my Wi-Fi off and turn it back on. No, okay, well, I turned my Wi-Fi off and just went straight off my phone, and it still wouldn't connect to anything. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just a game. And it's like I said, it's still a buggy game. There are also weird times where, like, just magically out of nowhere, it will do some funky things. Like, oh, I'm gonna go catch this Pokemon, because what you do is fairly simple. Well, for those of the uninitiated, when you have your phone, it will show you a Pokeball down here, and you have to point your camera in the general direction of where the Pokemon is. And around the Pokemon will be a white ring and a colored ring somewhere in that. It will be yellow, green, sometimes even orange, and red. If it's red, just go ahead and run. You are not catching that. Just put it that way. But you're supposed to throw the ball at it, and it's supposed to kind of like arc towards it. Which is an interesting mechanic, except for the fact that sometimes it doesn't always work very well. Sometimes you will go to throw the ball, do it perfect, and it just suddenly decides, no, you like lip wristed throw it. Or sometimes it does this with yellow ones. I think it's something that Pokemon is doing. I don't know. Again, this game has some issues I'm going to get you more into about. But like, it'll do this like weird curve arc. It's like, how the fuck is it accomplishing this? It's mind-boggling. And it's kind of almost infuriating, especially if you're like me, who I made the mistake of catching way too much Rattatats and Pidgeys to the point where I was running through my balls a lot quickly, which sounds really dirty saying it that way. But thankfully, there are, throughout the entire game, there's little Pokestops, but again, these are very finicky, it feels like. Sometimes I can hit them and be perfect, because what you're supposed to do is, when you're walking by it, you'll hit a Pokestop, spin it. And it'll show a little symbol of what it is you're supposed to be looking at, and then it'll show like this blue thing, and the blue thing will go to the sides of the screen. And then you can spin it, and it'll give you items. Potions, eggs, revives. I got a lure once out of it, and Pokeballs. Mostly Pokeballs. That's what I really want, and because I'm always constantly running through them so quickly. Because I, unfortunately, am not one that's trying to focus on catching everything right now. I'm trying to evolve stuff. Mostly because I want to catch up in terms of everybody's CP, which is combat power. Now, for those of you who have played the games, the original Pokemon games way back when, and think that this doesn't sound exactly like the original games, or sound very much like it kind of really isn't. There are some good aspects of this game that I really love. Like, I actually like the augmented reality. I really love having to walk around and go get this thing. It's making us have to go outside. As gamers, we're all pasty and pale. I don't care what color you are. You're like, color your skin is, you're suddenly going to start paling. You just stay inside all the time. So it's nice to make people have to go outside. And it's actually a lot of fun seeing what's around you, or like, oh, let me go drive over in this area, see if these Pokemon spawn here. It's interesting trying to figure out what spawns where. And it's kind of fun hearing people on the internet talking about, well, in my city, because of this, we tend to have a lot more of these kind of Pokemon. Well, in our city, since we have this, we have a lot more of these. Pardon me? It's actually really interesting. It almost could write a movie or anything for itself and make a little story. But the game's still buggy. I mean, it's a buggy game. It's surprising that when it comes to Nintendo, when I think Nintendo, I'm thinking polish. I'm thinking, this is just going to be a really silky smooth. If there's going to be bugs, it's going to be something that I'm never going to notice unless I try to break the damn game. Just like Super Mario or Mario 64 or Ocarina of Time with the Zelda from 64, the first one. I never played Majora's Mask. I want to play it. That's another reason I want to get a 3DS. Trust me, if I did nothing but videos and I didn't have to go to work for nearly 12 hours out of 4 days out of a week, I would totally just make videos for you and I would show you my stupid shit I can also do. I would get a 3DS and play it. I would Twitch it. Which I don't think is the correct way of saying it, but I would stream it on Twitch if there's any way possible. But yeah, I think with those games, like, if you're going to find a bug, it's going to be something you got to pretty much try and break the damn game. This game, on the other hand, it breaks itself a lot. Again, there's the issue of it not wanting to load. There's the issue sometimes Pokestops don't work correctly, even though you're standing right next to it. Like, one time I was sitting right next to a Pokestop. I knew I was. I could see what it's trying to point out to me. I'm looking at the damn thing. I'm sitting there and it's not registering. I'm anywhere near it for some reason. Some of it has to deal with where you're getting your Wi-Fi signal. Like, if I'm getting my Wi-Fi signal from my house, it will constantly have me here. It really won't show me walking very much. Even though you would think it's reading it from your phone. It's reading it actually from the signal. If you're just walking and you don't have it connected to Wi-Fi, then it's going to go straight from your phone and it's going to actually show you moving around. Now, also with all that, if I can rant a little about this, again, like I said, beyond the fact the game's broken, it's bare bones. You can go do gym battles, you can go hit up Pokestops for more crap, or you can buy stuff, and you can catch Pokemon. And in reality, two of those things go into one, so you got 3 things you can do throughout this entire game. And honestly, that's kind of surprising. Like, one of the main things they made a big deal about in this game, or whenever they were releasing this, was that you were going to be able to interact with other players, that you were going to be able to trade, that you were going to be able to duel them, you were going to be able to play against them and test each other's Pokemon out and whatnot. Now, I am glad, though, that certain aspects of that are not around. Because the launch of this game has already been very rocky in terms of stability. That being said, though, I don't get why Niantic and Nintendo made a big deal about pushing all of these features that are not present. I mean, these are features that they were making a big deal. These are going to be core features, and they're not there. I mean, it would be like if you went and bought the new Call of Duty game, and instead you're mowing grass. They're like, well, we'll eventually release a patch that allows you to shoot stuff. I mean, it's kind of baffling. It's like, wait, what? That being said, what is there is enough to keep me playing, I think, for a month or two. I think I could go even further if I was able to be a little bit more mobile, if I wasn't so worried about constantly working. I work nights, so I can't really get out during the day. So it kind of screws up things. But hey, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I want there to be a little more. It's surprising that 2 core features are not there. You can't duel other people, and you also can't trade, which is a little disheartening for me. It's like, that's one of the main things about the original Pokemon game, is that you could trade. I think they also need to fix how all of it works. I get that they want you to play this game, play it like crazy, spend as much money as possible. Pardon me. But I'm seeing where this is trying to be a bit of a cash grab at times. For instance, For those of you who aren't in the know, when it comes to evolving Pokemon, powering them up, which makes them stronger and everything, it used to be, oh, you could battle. Everything is done completely with just you doing it, except for when it comes to gym battles. But that's a thing I'll get to in a second. But your Pokemon don't interact at all whenever it comes to you finding a wild Pokemon. They are simply something that you have with on you or something. It's kind of vague about that. In fact, that's another issue I'm going to get into in a moment. And honestly, that kind of makes me wonder, well, what? Because you're constantly having these like CP, which is pretty much levels, and they don't always mean any. In fact, they don't mean anything until you get to a gym battle. So it's like, okay, so what's the point of all this? It's like, why do I have to have these Pokemon powered up? In fact, it does make me wonder what's going to happen when they allow you to be able to fight other players. Is your CP going to go up? Are you going to get candies from it? Because that's how you evolve the Pokemon here. You don't level them up or anything. You use candies. And again, I know it's a bit of a cash grab because to get candies, you get 3 for every one of that Pokemon you catch. Like, let's say I'm going around, there's Venonat. Catch Venonat. I get 3 candies for it. Let's say I already had a Venonat, though. I can then transfer that Venonat, as it says, to the professor in this game, who I can't even remember what his name is. And you can transfer it to him, and you get another candy. I would like if maybe they would fix some of that. Either help evolution become something that's experience-based, like in the original game, or make candies maybe slightly easier to come across. Hear me out here. I have a Poliwag. I caught one a while back. Poliwags are not super common in my area. I could maybe go to lakes and probably find Poliwags a little bit more often, but even then, Poliwags are a little bit of a pain in the ass to come across. To evolve a Poliwag into a Poliwhirl, I need 25 candy, I believe. It's either 25 or it is 50. Or not 50, 12. Usually most of the bug Pokemon are 12, and same with Pidgeys. And that's the thing, you are going to probably evolve like a Caterpie or a Pidgey before you are going to evolve anything else. In fact, I'm going to look up this Poliwag because I'm curious now. Yeah, I need 25 candy just to evolve a Poliwag. I only have 7 candy. That's because I caught one, got 3. Then I caught another one, and I got another 3, and I transferred that one because the one was weaker than the other. I mean, seriously, 7 candy. And again, the Poliwag I caught him last week. Whenever I went to go, or not last week, but the Saturday before last one, I went to go see Secret Life of Pets. And it's like, well, wait, I really would like to have something else. Or, I would like to be able to have a better way. Why not allow us to actually be able to train? They say there's going to be some kind of a training thing be done, but they didn't explain what exactly it does and how it works. I guess it'll increase your CP without you having to do things. Without you having to use candies and power up at Stardust. And that's another issue I have with the game is that it's strange. It's not dependent upon anything but how many Pokemon you're catching. And it's kind of sad. It's like, well, why wouldn't it depend upon you training them, getting them stronger? That is, I mean, sure, you will make the game a little grind heavy then, but I mean, why not give it the option of the different kind? Like, oh, I could use Stardust to do this, or I could use Stardust in a candy, which is also kind of a thing with me. It's like, oh, so I have to use the stuff that I need to evolve the Pokemon with, and I also have to use the crap that that I'm going to use to power it up. Thanks. But yeah, I do wish they would fix that in some way or change it. Do anything, because like right now if you have like a Krabby, you're going to be fighting tooth and nail to get it to a Kingler. Like right now, I've caught like 6 or so Krabby, but I mean, I'm going to be taking forever and day because it takes 50 candy to get a Krabby to a Kingler. Another criticism I can say, but this one's more just a minor little gripe, and that is that it's only the first 150. Or I think it's the first 151. I think Mew's going to be included here in a little while. Now, I do like the idea that so far they have kept Articuno, Moltres, Zapdos, Mewtwo, and Mew all kind of under lock and key. We don't know anything about them, but we do know they exist within the game for people who've been breaking into the game and found their code in there. Excuse me. With that being said, though, I would like a few more. I see people, especially like I said, I have a friend who I swear he plays almost every night. That's cool. Whatever makes him happy. I'm glad he's enjoying it. But people like that are going to run through this game, and unless they're going to regularly release some of the Pokemon from the other regions, the other games, and all that, we're going to eventually start to run out. Like already right now, I think I have caught, in terms of my Pokedex and everything, I think my numbers are sitting close to 30. And you really think about that, it's a pretty decent percentage of the game. I mean, I'm not too far from 50%. 40 some odd Pokemon, but yeah, like, see, like right now, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going off my Wi-Fi. I don't know if you can see that very well. Oh, now it doesn't. Fuck you. Fuck you, game. Yeah, sometimes it just won't load. It's a baffling thing. Yeah, right now on my Pokemon index, I have caught 32. I have seen 34. I don't know where the 34th one is. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember. Because there was a Psyduck that popped up, and I was nowhere. I didn't have any Pokeballs. Again, an issue with this game. And people are like, oh, well, just spend money. I'm not going to spend money on it until the game is better, I think. Like, I would gladly sit down and plunk $20 into this game and show my love for it if the game was a lot more even and it was a lot more to it. Like right now, I would say play the shit out of it, but don't give this any money yet. I mean, I would like to say give it money so it can flourish, but that seems shitty. It seems like I'm saying go ahead and give money to something because it doesn't work. Or give it money because it needs to have more features. That's not how it should work. I don't agree with that kind of a practice. It would be like if in Mass Effect they decided to say, well, you can get the ending, but you gotta pay us $5. Ugh. But I still love this game. It's still fun. It's still intriguing. I mean, I want to see what more is going to happen with this. That's why I'm going to stick with it for a few months. Because they say very soon, of course, who knows what Nintendo, what very soon could be. It took us 3 years for them to get Orcan at time after they announced it. Because they just kept working on. But hey, they got it out well. So, hey, that's something. Of course, Breath of the Wild's been in development hell for a little while. And I don't think it's going to be coming out in March. I don't think the NX is coming out in March either. So, that's neither here nor there, though. So, hey, I'm willing to look past some of its faults. Try to just grit my teeth and put up with its issues. Its many, many issues. But I'm going to give some tips and tricks to Dynetic, or I said it earlier and I said it correctly, or Niantic. I don't know why I couldn't remember their name. Dynetic. That's the shit that L. Ron Hubbard came up with. But I'm going to give some tips to them about how to improve this game beyond the obvious, put in more Pokemon. And obviously the stuff that we know is coming out, the trading, the dueling and everything. First tip, make candy slightly easier to come across. I know you want to make people spend money by them using up their Pokeballs and then have to spend money to get new Pokeballs and everything. But it would be nice if at Pokestops every now and then, if it was reading us, if it would give us a candy. Or maybe if you had, like, let's say, designated areas that are called, like, candy zones, where you could choose one Pokemon and you will get 3 candy of that Pokemon. That would be really cool. Or you could get a few, or if the longer you stay in an area, you'll keep generating candies. I know they're trying to make us have to constantly go out and go catch Pokemon, constantly play this game, constantly spend money on Pokeballs, raspberries, everything. Though I think doing it this way, you would get people to keep playing it, especially once it gets to the point where you're going to start releasing more of the Pokemon. Because as much as it sounds great that there's going to be newer Pokemon and you get experience and everything, right now you can tear through that and you can catch like 8 new Pokemon to you and not really put much of a dent in terms of your next level, and you're running through Pokeballs. Unless you're constantly hitting Pokestops up, you will constantly run out of your Pokeballs fast. Like 2 days, I wasn't really going by any Pokestops because of how my drive is to and from work. I don't pass any. And I had like 6 Pokeballs left. Like right now, I only have 17. And this was from a high point where I had over 80. Again, partially my own fault, but partially also because you don't get a whole lot when you level up. You don't get a whole lot in Wild. And whoever said the trick about, oh, when you throw a ball and you tap it, if you miss, you'll be able to get it again. It's completely bullshit, or it just doesn't work on my phone. Because that has never worked at all. In fact, I'm going to try the Eevee trick here in a bit, but we'll see. I just need to catch enough Eevees so I can evolve mine. I'm almost there, so. Yeah, add a little easier way to get candy short of just constantly catching Pokemon. Because otherwise you're going, eventually when you start releasing newer and newer Pokemon, or more and more Pokemon, you're going to get to the point where people aren't going to be able to evolve stuff. 2, how about a day-night cycle? I mean, you can clearly see in the game that it does know when night is and when day is and everything. But maybe there is, but currently it doesn't seem that way. Like, I will see the same Pokemon that roam around during the day as they do during night. It would be nice if, like, let's say, Ghastlies were out more during the night. And other kind of ghost Pokemon. I think it might be something they might do more with the second generation. Especially with the introduction of dark Pokemon and whatnot. But still, it would be nice to add something there, or to add some darkness, or add some, cycles that make sense. Like, why would you want to go out there at night? Because you want to catch these Pokemon. Why do you want to go out there at day? Because these Pokemon are out. Let's see. Another thing I think that also would help is, I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. Really get rid of the veil. To explain this in the best way. Right now the game suffers from a lot of people are trying to have to figure it out themselves. I know that has been something that Pokemon has done for a while. Like, you had to figure out that you could actually catch me if you do this one trick and do this one thing at this one place. In Pokemon Yellow, I didn't even know because I was a dumb kid and the internet really was still just coming about as a thing that you could capture Bulbasaur, or that you could get Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle and all them things. Didn't know this. But it would have been nice to know any of this. Or, I know Pokemon likes to do this, but it's like, remove some of this. Like, well, what does that do? Why is that way? what is this? Like, I didn't know what a Pokestop was at all. Maybe make a better tutorial, pretty much. Like, the tutorial's like, hey, this is how you catch Pokemon. Throw the ball at it. Alright, there you go. Now you know everything. Wait, no, I don't know what the hell this Pokestop thing is. Gym battles are very confusing as well. I've tried to battle one gym, and for some reason, like, and that's another issue, like, the gyms right now are really funky. Like, I was battling one, and it was weird. Like, I had got my Eradicate, and I was fighting this guy's Scyther. They had a gym. I was beating it up for a second, and then, like, the Scyther was about to slash at me, and I knew he was going to kill me because the Scyther was, like, really high level, and I was just fucking around. And the Scyther, like, froze. And then, like, out of nowhere, I just, like, knocked him down, like, this much health. And then, out of nowhere, he just killed me, and every single one of my other 5 Pokemon I had all died. Even though he didn't do anything. I'm like, oh, okay, what just happened? Yeah, I think they need to get rid of the veil and make certain things a little bit more intuitive. A little better tutorial would be nice, because I know little kids are going to play this, and a lot of them are going to sometimes not get it, or they're going to be turned off from certain things. But yeah. Oh, and one last thing, and this is a minor gripe, and it's more because I keep getting them. Make eggs to where they are a little easier to hatch. I know they have distances and everything, and it's supposed to make people want to walk around and everything. But sometimes because of how my phone is in my pocket or anything like that, it is not registering that I'm walking or anything. So, yeah, try to make it a little better. Like, I don't know why it doesn't measure it better or anything. It's really, really weird. Like I said, it's probably a bug, no anything. Mine's probably buggy as can be. But yeah, other than that, one of the best, most broken, bare bones games we have, hands down. I am still gonna bitch about it until we get some of these fixes, or until we get a day-night cycle, which would be really, really cool. Oh, one other thing. This is a personal gripe. Can we make it to where the starters are a little easier to find? Like in my neighborhood, or my city, I have seen Charmander once, beyond obviously the beginning. I have seen Bulbasaur twice, and I've seen Squirtle once. Can we make it just a little easier? I mean, how am I supposed to be able to get the Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, how am I supposed to get these 3, or any of their next evolutions when they require 25 candy, and I have seen them barely any? I know it depends upon your city and everything, but it seems like it doesn't make them easy enough to come by without you having to. I don't even know how, because I know you can't buy candies or anything, so it's like I can't evolve them. I know a few people have, but from those people who I've seen who evolved it are people who sit around at like 3 Pokestops with lures going on each one, and they have incense on themselves luring everything. And they capture like 85 Bulbasaurs and whatnot. I mean, it's getting to be too much of a grind. I mean, that's an issue, and I would like for them, it's like, don't make it more grind heavy than the games already were. But hey, that's my rants, that's my ravings about it, that's my opinions on what they can do to fix it beyond, obviously, add more eventually. And I think if they're going to add them, do it in drops. Like, the first 150 was a great way to start. Don't do it by adding the next 100. Add the next 25. Add the next 30. Something like that. Add a smaller amount of them every other month, maybe? Because I am worried, since this game is already still very, very uncertain about working, that they're going to add it, and it's going to bring a whole lot of people who kind of returned off of it back, and some of the servers will get fucked again. Yeah, fix the servers. It's bad. This game is buggier than Fallout 4. And I like Fallout 4, but still buggy game. So, hey, that's my opinion. That is how I feel about Pokemon Go. Go play it, though please, Niantic, please fix it. At the same time, I want to play it more, and just I can't because the issues kind of almost hold me back. Sorry. Maybe there'll be another Rantings and Ravings soon. Well, maybe. Who knows? So, here's 1 week later. I'll see y'all then. Maybe.